Hello, everyone. This is Bird Layout, the host of the Collaborative Arts podcast Shop Talk. I just wanted to jump in before the first episode and kind of explain what Collaborative Arts is to those listeners who may not know and explain the goal of this podcast. Collaborative Arts is a fairly new major at NYU Tisch and is a multidisciplinary major that focuses on the creation of art and the intersection between art mediums, bringing things together like film, sculpture, art, technology, dance, music, and so much more. We also focus on collaboration between artists and creating new art pieces and mediums through our combined special interests. Now, the goal of this podcast is to highlight some of our students and get their perspectives on why collaborative arts works for them and what inspires them to create what they do, as well as hearing about some of the projects that they've been working on. Something that's particularly special about Shop Talk is that while I'm interviewing the Collaborative Arts podcast guest, we will be creating a piece of art together. So in the first episode, you'll hear that Harry and I are doodling on a piece of paper together. But in future episodes, you might hear that me and the guest created a sculpture together, or that we made a song together, or that we did special effects makeup together. And for me to learn more in depth what kind of art they like and why they like that type of art. For those of you collaborative arts students that may be tuning in, signups are still open to be on the podcast, and look anywhere on the 4th or 12th floor for the QR codes to sign up. Thanks so much. Enjoy. Love ya. Shop Talk! Get ready for Shop Talk! Shop Talk! Get ready for Shop Talk! Shop Talk! Hello, fun. Welcome to the first episode of the Collaborative Arts podcast, Shop Talk. I'm here with our first guest, Harry.
Hey.
And are you excited to be on the podcast?
I'm really excited. I almost just clapped, but I don't know. It's different etiquette over audio. Oh, can I curse? That's my first question.
I can always edit it out.
Okay, motherfucker. We'll see. All right,
so today the form of art that we're going to be doing together is we're going to be doodling together on a piece of paper. So first couple questions that I have for you, I guess, are where are you from? What year are you? All that fun intro stuff.
I'm from Northern Virginia, Fairfax Station, shout out homeland. 30 minutes south of DC, so in the urban sprawl of it all. Mm-hmm. I am a third year. I'm a junior in Collaborative Arts.
What do you think about Collaborative Arts?
I love it. I really couldn't see myself doing anything else, frankly. It's new and it's an experiment, and I think at least me, I will get out of it. The most I can get out of it is just if I can commit to everything and take everything and just kind of run with it.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of hesitancy with new stuff and awkward stuff and just what the hell's going on. But I really can't imagine myself doing anything else.
Yeah.
I applied to a bunch of acting schools. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
Because I love acting. It's my main thing. But I feel I am not quite. I feel I'm too young to decide what I want to be doing. Mm-hmm. And sure, I could have chosen one thing and just changed it later. But I'm well, it's not the cheapest school to go to and then not use any of it.
I agree, yeah.
I've decided to commit to not decided, and that is, I think, my best path right now.
So you described your art as experimental with the intention to make your audience laugh. What's your favorite piece that you've ever created?
I think this is weird. This is, I guess, maybe not my favorite of all time. Mm-hmm. First off, there's of course, the Nutella video. Mm-hmm. That was my freshman year. And it was just me eating a jar of Nutella with a song I made. It was very provocative.
Is there a specific artist or genre that you think inspires some of the work that you do?
I think Mac DeMarco a bit. I hate to say that. Oh never mind. I know it's he's kind of a f***er. And he is a bit. So I don't, whatever. But the idea that a lot of his stuff, very self-deprecating, or just I don't know, he's not serious. He doesn't, he has a way of looking at life, and he's just a little silly, and I think he kind of knows his place. I love Tyler, the Creator, too. He's very irreverent and crazy, and there is meaning in his work, and people unpack it, and there's a lot of there's a lot of content, substance there in his work. on the surface level, it's very light and makes people smile and laugh and feel good. That's the kind of stuff I like doing. I also like Beach House a lot, and When I Trust, stuff that makes you feel really good. Music that feels like drugs, and stuff that explores the human condition. I know that's everything, but I love that shit. I've always been sort of grappling with okay, am I an entertainer or am I an artist? So like, okay, if I'm entertaining too much, it's shallow, it's like goofy, silly, whatever. But I don't want to be the artist that's shoving my thoughts down people's throats. Because I don't know, I don't feel that's my place. And maybe that's because I've lived a more like privileged life. You know, I'm like a cis white male. And I don't feel, at least in this demographic and culture that we're in right now, that we don't need so much of that preachiness.
Do you think it's possible to be an artist who is also an entertainer? Or is that what you're trying to do with your stuff?
Well, the goal is to find the balance. I think it's hard to, I think for me, and maybe a lot of people, what point does the work become not entertaining? It's like, is the point of art to impact people and change people and show your voice, or is it to entertain? And for me, it's always been entertained because I have a musical theater background. So it's always been about spectacle. I guess, it's possible. It's just you have to find the balance.
You submitted when you filled out the form for this, you submitted a song. Is it okay if I play it on the podcast?
Yeah. Would you listen to it outside of its context?
Would I listen to it? You mean like if I didn't know that you made it?
Yeah.
I would listen to that like on the way to school, waking up in the mornings.
Okay.
Like that's totally like my morning. My morning jam.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Kind of piggybacking off of that.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you did have, a goal in the future to create a musical theater piece. Do you have any plans on like do you have like a plot line that you would follow or anything?
There's sort of an idea I was working on over summer. And it's like, it's not Tick Tick Boom. I want to preface it with that. Everyone's like, oh, it's Tick Tick Boom. Sort of. No. There's this guy and he, or really anyone, and they want to put on they are struggling piano teacher, and they teach kids. Because I was working a job over summer where I was a film instructor.
Oh, God.
And I wrote this during it. Was I being neglectful? No. I'd look up every minute. So I just want to preface it. No kids got injured. But I was writing a musical about how much I hate working with kids while working with kids. Anyways, it's this guy and he's failing and failing like, oh, I hate my life. I'm teaching kids music. This is not what I want to be. Like, woe is me. And essentially this person is like, very cynical, and is like, what if I put on a show where I'm performing a song on piano, and I wire it so that if I play a wrong note, the piano explodes and kills me.
Ooh.
And so, and everyone's like, don't do it, and their mother is like, don't do it. But they do it, and I don't know how it ends yet, but it's just sort of the idea of like, pushing too hard to have a legacy, like the innate desire we have to make a mark on the world, even if it kills us. And I've been thinking about that because I'm like, I want some mark to be made on the world that I was here.
Would you say you're a method actor?
I think it's very dangerous, but am I? The closest I've come to method is like the day before a play I try to live in the character's head. You
also submitted a video of yourself using a motion capture suit. Do you enjoy motion capture, and do you think it will be a staple in your creative expression? Yeah, something I've realized over the past few years. I've always been this way, but it really clicked. I was a big Minecraft nerd, and I still am. And my brother and I would make servers together, host online for people to join. I was really into technology when I was little, stuff like that. Just like, maybe wasn't really into it, but I found it fascinating. I love
the cross section of technology in our tech house, if you've seen that stuff. So yeah, I adore that stuff. Experimental motion cap, that is so cool that we've come that far. And using it to make cool stuff, I want to do that. And I might use it in puppeting class.
Mm-hmm.
We are taking a puppet class together.
Yeah, we are.
And for the people. And use a motion capture suit to puppet a digital puppet.
Ooh.
So, I don't know. I love motion capture. I just think it's one of those just very entertaining things. Like, I think what it boils down to for me, I want the art I make to be accessible to any and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a certain group of people for it to work for. So I do love theoretical stuff, and I love really cerebral stuff. But at the end of the day, if someone can't access it, it's like, that's, for me, not something I want to make.
Mm-hmm. That kind of goes back to like what we were talking about before about like where the line is between an entertainer and an artist.
Yep. You're so right about that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, I want to be an artist, but I also want people to entertain, and I want anyone to access it.
Yeah.
From any background, not someone that studied film and will get it. That's not what I want to make it for. It's not my target audience. And that's it, I guess, target audience.
Why do you think, we already kind of talked about it, but why do you think collaborative arts is like the major for you? What about, we talked about why as an artist it works for you, but like what about like the community? Like what about the community keeps you like engaged?
We're seriously unserious.
Yeah.
And the fact that we aren't held in a super high respect by other departments is kind of charming.
Yeah.
We're very much an underdog department. It's like play and experiment is encouraged. And I guess that's encouraged everywhere, but like really, it's like a sandbox. It's like really play, really experiment, really, if you're not enjoying the stuff you're doing, don't do it. It's like really encourages that. And there's just not that pressure I would feel if I was in another department.
Yeah.
It's silly and it's weird and it's stupid and I love it. And I don't know. I mean, the people are great. The professors are great. It's such a small department, and knew that we can really influence the way it is. Mm-hmm. It's so malleable still because it's not old.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just that part of it is really nice for me. I like that. Yeah. Sometimes the sandbox is like you're sitting in a sandbox and it's like suddenly all you have to work with is a bunch of bricks and you're like, I thought this was going to be sand. But you're going to learn how to work with bricks and like you're going to learn, oh, cool, I hate bricks. Or, oh, I do like bricks.
Yeah.
And if you learn, oh, I hate bricks, then great. Like you've learned
never have
something.
to do it again.
You don't have to do it again. You've learned something. Bricks is a little shitty metaphor, but I think you get what I'm getting at.
Yeah. But then you also have like the knowledge how to work with bricks so that like in the future, if you have a job or if someone has questions, like you just have the knowledge of working with bricks. Yeah. And that's kind of back to like the community thing. Like we are such like at least our year, the junior year is a really tight knit class. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really can't see myself anywhere else. So the things that aren't working here, I'm just going to stick it out.
Yeah.
And overall, I think it has been a wonderfully positive experience. This is the thing about not doing one thing. This like summer when I was applying like internships and jobs, I didn't feel any guilt not doing, like if I'm doing acting, I have to be auditioning. Like that's another thing. I feel like you do one thing and then you close every other door because I have to do this one thing. And if I'm not doing this thing, well, I just wasted 4 years. So this does open a lot more doors, not just because of what we're doing, but because there's this internal opening of like, I don't know, the internal thing that I do like multiple things. So let me be open to multiple things. So that also takes off pressure as a young and struggling artist, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just creates more job opportunities, which is like...
Yeah, more willingness.
Again, working in New York is like... Yeah. You just got to know everything. You have to know how to do everything. Yeah. Because jobs out here are so hard to find.
Yeah, but you also have to just be open to a new thing.
Yeah.
And if I was doing one thing, I wouldn't be. And it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll end up being a lawyer. I don't know. But my time here has been great so far, and I've met great people, and I've learned a lot about myself. And
yeah,
I'm in this like very new underdog major, and it's just very, I don't know, I think it's very charming, and I do like it.
All right, final question. Do you have anything to shout out, any upcoming projects that you want the public to know about, or you're sourcing for actors or whatever?
I want the public to know about this thing we're making right now.
This little drawing?
This is so good.
I know, I love it.
Can I keep it?
Absolutely, you can keep it. I just have to take a picture. Okay.
Let's fill this gap for this final question. Things coming up? Yes. There's a film I worked on over summer for fun with my friends. $10 budget on an iPhone. And it's like 30 minutes long. It's like, I'm quite proud of it. I think the writing is one of my best. Me and my friend co-wrote it, but I think it's one of my best works, our best works. And same guy I make the Harvard Coherence test with. And we're releasing it soon, and I'm gonna score it, and I also starred in it. Classic Harry. But that will be coming out, and that's not a New York project, that's Virginia, but that's still me taking the things from New York and bringing it home to Virginia, working on it. And it is very special to me, and I want to shout that out. It's called, I don't know if it even has a name yet, but it'll be out. Sourbird Production Studios, that's what we call ourselves. We name generated it as pretty fucking lame, but we thought Sourbird was funny.
Hilarious.
And also I joined La La Ha Ha musical comedy group. So we're going to be having some shows around, and I'm like one of their pianists, music creators. And also I do gigs around town. I play piano with Punk Rock Johnson, and I might have a gig coming up with Erica Prahadi, and also with Flora Nolan. We might be doing one in November. So I do a lot of gigs, and I usually post about them. And it means a lot when my friends come. Yeah. And I wish I could do it full time. Love that stuff. But those are my big three that I'm doing right now. Yeah. And
so for anyone wanting to know info about that, just direct them to your Instagram.
At Harry Macinnis, HarryMacinnis. Yeah, that's an at. You don't even have to follow me because I'm public, so you can just view my story. Check in every so often and be like, what's Harry doing? But you don't have to follow me. This is not, I don't want that. Well, I do want your follow, but
Harry's begging for followers.
Yeah, I'm begging. Whoever is listening, I love you. And I hope you take care of yourself. I cherish you and that you are on this earth listening to this little podcast.
2 idiots at 8 p.m.
Yeah, and you are a beautiful person, and shout out to Bird Leao, another beautiful person.
And you pronounced the last name right.
Yeah, there's the glottal stop. It's like Ka'anapali. Such a very pretty name.
Thank you.
And yeah, this has been very fun.
Thank you for being on the pod, Harry. Thank you for coming.
I wish you guys could see. Can you upload this with the episode? Can it be
I'm going to,
the thumbnail or something?
Yeah.
Because we made the sickest
I know,
shit.
it's so cool. All right. Well, thank you, Harry, again. And tune in next week for the next episode. We're going to have Alessia on the podcast. But yeah, anyway, have a good night, and don't forget to disappoint your father.
Don't forget. Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Shop Talk. I hope you had fun. I really hope your nose didn't run. You should tune in for next week's pod.